Good morning. How's everybody doing? Jill, good morning. Good to see you. Robert's here. Carol, good morning. Hey, Cyrus. Hey, Kane. Let me get you upgraded in a second here. Thank you. Uh, weather weather's fine. We got kind of lucky. Storm surge still was a factor for some people closer to the coast. I know Roger doesn't have power. I didn't lose power. The rainfall wasn't as bad here as they thought it was going to be. So that was nice. And just a few tree limbs down. Honestly, the Helene for us was worse. They're good. They're good. Chickens are all good. They rooted out in their coop. I mean, they call it a coop. It's not like the little coop from Tractor Supply. I built it. It's shingled roof and everything. It's real sturdy. So they were nice and safe out there. If it gets too bad or if it gets too cold, then we bring them into the garage. But no, no eggs.
Hey, Forrest, can you guys hear me okay? There he is.
Yep, I'm here.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Hmm.
Can you hear me?
Good, 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 good. Yeah, I can hear you perfectly right now. So everything was perfect. I had power throughout the morning, and then all of a sudden it started going on and off, and then it went off.
Hmm.
So I don't have any power right now. So
Must have a
I
tree
have,
limb.
yeah, something like that. So I'm using my, you look like you just woke up. You have a cold?
Yeah, a little bit of a cold.
You look like you have a cold. Uh,
I can't
yeah,
breathe out of
so
this side.
there you go. Well, can you hear me okay?
Yep, I hear you great.
Good, good. No noise, nothing like that. This is my traveling setup that I have here.
Yeah, you're a little jerky, but
Hey, listen, no, but
choppy.
everybody's a little jerky during a hurricane, right?
That's right.
Yeah, and I'm using my cheap webcam. I figured I'll leave my regular one alone, but you could see me okay here. So my
Yeah.
wife and I decided we're going to get a generator. She's actually getting bids as we speak right now. She's done with this nonsense. She's like, I'm getting a generator. So, for folks in my VIP room and in my pit, I'm not going to be updating you obviously a lot because I don't have power. I'm grateful enough to be here. I will be able to share my screen though. Yeah, it does get annoying. The thing about it is we're from California, and in the last 6 years, we've only gone through like one storm here, and we never lost power. So this is the first. This is actually the second time we're losing power. The first time was last week when we had the hurricane, and I lost power, but I went to work and then I came back, and then by the time I came back home with Matt, we had power here. But generally speaking, I'm just gonna get a whole house generator and be done with this nonsense because this is not how I roll. Plus, I mean, my folks have power. I could go over there, but I'm just gonna hang out here with my wife. I mean, if I don't put on trades today, that's fine. That's
I
what we
hate to
got
be
Matt for,
the
right, Matt?
that's right. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but hurricanes are going to be worse in the next few years. We're in La Nina right now, which means the winds are reversed. So they're going from west to
Yes.
east instead of east to west.
Yes. Yes. Uh, yeah, I'm not coming back,
Uh-huh.
Christopher. Don't hold your breath. I'm not coming back. I'm staying. I love Florida. And it's kind of odd. I mean, there's no wind right now. There's nothing going on. It's like it seems like the power goes off after the hurricane is over. I don't know. Did you guys lose any power, Matt? Anything in your area?
Nope. I'm nothing.
Nothing. Good. Good,
A lot
good,
of
good, 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 good.
branches and stuff, but
A lot of branches. All right. And I can't look at YouTube today. I only have one. I should have connected my other screen, but I didn't. So you may want to just say hello and post all the links. So today, folks, if you don't get as much activity out of me on Telegram, you know why. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Brett says day trades this morning. Look at you. Nice,
Nice.
Brett. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Grab that from Brett. Where is
Mm-hmm.
everybody? How come the room is light today, Matt? Is it because of the hurricane?
Could be.
Yeah. Yeah. But did you guys get everything? Did they send everything out? Still loved it. That's why we bought land in the middle of no, not coast of Florida. There you go. Test no email. Link not posted in pit. Oh, can you post the link in the pit, Matt?
Yeah.
Again, I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants here.
Me too. It was a pain to get Zoom up today. I had to
Really?
restart this laptop, and it took like 25 minutes today.
Okay, that's not good. Did any emails go out at all? No emails today?
Well, I know that they can't send it before 11 now, so it should be trickling in any minute.
Oh, I see how it works. Okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah, they can't. Well, no, no, they could send it. It's not a marketing email. It's a fulfillment email.
Uh,
They could send. Yeah, they could send it. Anyway, folks, starting not this week, towards the end of this month, we're going to go back to noon. Every day will be at noon. Uh, Monday through Friday, VIP room will be at noon. And I'll give you guys like a week's notice, but before the end of this month, we're going to start going back to noon. So every day it'll be noon. Okay. And if I'm speaking a little close to the mic, I just want to make sure you guys can hear me okay. Link always on the live trading events, trading Telegram. Thank you, Penny. Can copy the link from Roger's regular non-private Telegram. Yeah, if you could uh, do that, Matt. All right, let me just share my screen real quick. Hopefully, I could do that right now without any of my nonsense. Okay. Can you see my screen, Matt?
we should be able to in a second. It's just black right now, though,
Oh, really? Jeez Louise.
for me anyway.
Is it still black?
There it goes.
Can you guys see my?
Now we can see it.
Good, 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 good. Okay, so yeah, it says my internet connection is not stable, so you may have to share the screen. Sorry about that. Hey, I'll tell you what, Matt. Why don't you share your screen and I'll talk and you share your screen. How about that? Okay.
Give me 1 second. I'm still trying to get the email out.
All right. Go ahead. I'm not gonna share my screen. It's taking up too much power. Folks, again, I apologize. I'm just glad that I'm here today, that we're all in one piece. Bear with us. This is not a typical it's not a typical session. I'll be at work tomorrow. Matt and I will be at work tomorrow. Well, I don't know about Matt. He's not feeling 100%, but I will be at work tomorrow. We have internet, and I'm pretty sure in the next couple hours we'll have power here as well. Okay. So Matt, are you able to share your screen?
Yep.
Okay, good. Go
You want
ahead
bar?
and pull up your screen.
You want
No,
bar
I don't
chart
really
up?
care what it doesn't really your call, doesn't matter. We're going to be looking at stocks and chart, every all the good stuff. I want to show them VIX. That's what I want to show them. I want to show them volatility.
Gotcha.
You're welcome, Brett. Yes, we're very determined. Look, I'm taking power off my computer right now to be here with you. I'm not even going to have power to watch TVs with my wife tonight. I mean, you guys really, you guys really come first. They don't, Matt, it's amazing. They don't believe half the things we tell them when we tell them they come first. You guys really do come first. You're like family. This is important to me. Yeah, we're playing it by ear, Carlos. It's one of those things. No, Wild Ranger. No, I'm learning now that generators are really important. Yes, I do need a Generac. Yeah. Keep in mind, this is the second time in 6 years this has happened. So, all right, Matt, I don't see your computer screen.
It's trying.
You do have power, right? So you shouldn't have any problems, right?
Well, I have cellular internet, not wire, so
Low internet, oh,
yeah, I have.
internet is not working.
There it goes.
I'm just trying to understand what you're saying.
I said I have cellular internet. It doesn't come through a wire to my house. It comes to a like a base station.
Oh, is it fast or slow?
You know, it's not like what we have at the office, but it's not. It's manageable. You know, it streams everything.
No. Okay. Oh, all right. Well,
But
I could see your computer just fine. Uh, you want to put bar chart or something up here?
yeah, I'm trying to move it over. There we go. Our
Oh, there you
trusty
are.
Trader
There we
Dashboard
go.
Mervis edition.
I don't care what you use. Doesn't matter. Just put on volatility. VIX. There we go. That's it. Perfect. Are we looking at what time period we looking at? Put it on, just put it on, okay, that's fine. 3 minutes is fine. So you see, folks, we're looking at Matt's left side of his screen, okay? And you could see that volatility is coming down. I want to see volatility really, really come down. Oh, my lights just went on. Look at that.
Oh,
Jeez.
Mazel tov.
Look at that. Everything just went on. Hopefully it'll stay. I'm not going to switch over yet, but this is positive. This is a good sign. This is a good sign. Oh, this is good. This is good. All right. You know what I'm going to do? Yes, she'll be very happy. Shoot, it's only 11:11. Hold on.
Sharky, please tell me what that means because I have noticed what you're talking about. I would love to get
Now,
more
how do you
information.
do that, Sharky? How do you get rid of it? So I'm going to turn on my computer slowly and move from my laptop connection here, but I'll keep my laptop connection on. So if it goes off, it will. There we go. There's my computer coming on.
Oh,
Sorry, folks. Sorry. Bear with me. Bear with me.
while we're waiting, is Rochelle here?
It's a good question. Rochelle's usually here.
I think it was Rochelle yesterday that said she was in Clifton, and I said, "Oh, Rutt's Hut's there," and I said, "That's the best hot dog you can get." So today, I wore my Rutt's Hut T-shirt because that's how much I like that hot dog.
Yep. All right. So
Mom
my
yeah.
power's on, but my internet is not on yet. So I'm going to stay here till I get my internet on, and then I'll switch over. Okay. All right. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for volatility to come down. I'm looking for volatility to come all the way down to the base, all the way down to the 20 level. Can you switch to daily view real quick?
That's daily right there.
Oh, on your right hand side. So what I want to see is I want to see volatility break below that 2020 level. I want to hopefully see it go below 20. One of the biggest reasons why you're not seeing volatility come off, one of the biggest reasons why you're not seeing volatility come off is because investors are still extremely nervous about this market and how this market is proceeding right now. So that's going to take a little bit of time, and we need to get the confidence in the bulls back. Um, Go to the SPY daily chart. It's power on here. Oh, it's nice to have our power back. Hopefully it'll still not on. Power's on, but internet is still not on. It takes a little while. Yes, Arturo. All right. So um, go a little closer on the S&P daily. Clo-
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry. Misfire there.
No. Go a little closer. Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's what I want to see. So what I want to see is I want VIX to drop and I want today's high to take out or at least match with the previous high that we're seeing on the S&P, which is 577.75. Once we go to 577.71, we're going to see some more upside developing. One second. I think now connect my internet here. Second. All right, that's working. That's working. Bear with me, folks. I'm trying to multitask here.
Speaking of internet, though, they are running fiber in my neighborhood right now.
Are
So,
they?
yep, pretty soon I'll have some wicked internet.
Yeah, like wicked, wicked is an understatement. You're going to have some really good internet. Yeah, that's good. That's really, really good. All right. Get my. Why is this? Oh, there you are. All right. I am now online. Let me now. Where is my Zoom? Where is my Zoom? There is my Zoom. My CTA. Folks, I will be with you in just 1 second, actually. From a totally different place. 1 second. All right. There we are. There's that. There's that. I'm going to mute this. Hold on. Hold on. Move this out of my way. All right. Hey, Matt, can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're actually pretty loud.
All right. Let me get off here.
Um,
Turn this off. Move this. Folks, we're almost there. Bear with me.
Also, I see there's two canes here.
Two
So,
canes.
yeah, I don't know which one to upgrade.
All
Please
right.
identify yourself.
Oh, all right. All right. We are back. All right. Let me share my screen. Let me Thanks, Matt. Let me turn on my camera actually. Da, da, dee, da, da. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me. We're almost there. For some reason, it doesn't want me to. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me. Why does this thing not let me show my mug? Cancel. Okay, wait a minute. This is weird. Huh, this is weird. You guys, you could hear me, right, Matt?
Yeah, we can hear you. I just asked you to start your video.
Ah, there we go. Okay, there we go. Now I have my video. Little by little, folks, it's all coming together. Little by little, it's all coming together. Wow. Now look at how clear you could see my face here, Matt, versus the camera at work. Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
This is a webcam that I'm going through. Okay, now how do I share my okay, here we go. I want to share my screen. And now I want to turn on my TC2000. I sure ask for a lot, don't I?
Yep.
All right, guys, now we can have a normal show here. Good morning, John. See, now I feel like I'm back. I am back. I'm back, but I never left the place yet. Okay, bond market. Let me just kind of get a groove for the market. So we're coming back on the bond market. The bond market is coming back, which is very, very positive. Volatility looks like it's bottomed out. I'd like to see it break below, but I'm encouraged that it is lower. It looks like it made a double top over here, and it looks like it's on its way down. Okay. What about me's normal? I don't know. I don't know. I'm very demanding. Yes, very, very demanding. So as far as the overall market right now, energy's leading basic materials, but nothing is really down that much. And if you look at the daily on the SPY, let me pull up my other chart here, where I have my other one. See, talk about doing everything in real time, right? See, we're below the 200-day moving average on TLT. That's not good. That is not good, and that's one of the reasons why volatility remains elevated, even right here on the daily chart. Volatility is not at down here, down at these levels. It's elevated, and we want to see volatility come down. This is VXX, not VIX, but I want to see volatility continue coming down. This is the intraday chart, and it looked like it was coming down, but now it looks like it's coming back up. As volatility comes back up, it puts pressure on the overall market, okay? If you look at the QQQ, we'll see it's moving up really nicely, and I like this curvature here. I really do like this curvature, and I like how it looked like it bottomed out here. It took out the high, and it's now filling in the gap, which is very, very nice. On the SPY, you will see that we're filling in the gap as well, which is also very, very nice. What I'd really like to see before tomorrow is us gear back up here, not have an inside day, and break above this level, okay? Matt, can you hear me okay?
Yep. Hear you great.
All right, good, good. And remember, folks, Kane will be here.
He's already hooked up, so
Yeah, yeah, Kane. Oh, there he is. Yeah, Kane will be here shortly. Man, it feels so good to be on my normal, in my normal, my normal everything. Looking at, and as I said, you see here's why I think we may break out higher today. If you notice on the S&P 500, there's nothing here over 1%. Nothing at all over 1%. When you don't see anything under 1%, that means it's very random. And when you see random trading action and when you see the S&P near all-time highs, there's a really good chance that the market's going to want to resume higher because there's just so much liquidity here. There's just a lot of liquidity here. Look, Matt, we got 325 people here. We got everything came back to normal as soon as my power went back on.
there you go.
Mazel tov. See, it was off, but it was off like for about an hour, hour and a half.
Well, as people can see here, it's live. We do it live.
Yeah, this is about as live as this is about as live as live gets. People are like, you guys prepare for this. It's orchestrated. There's nothing orchestrated here. This is about as live as live. I got my laptop here. Got everything. Oh, let me close it right here. Got my microphone. No, this is about as live can be. Okay. A few things, a few notes. I like what I'm seeing on Nvidia. I do. I like what I'm seeing on Nvidia. Ken says I thought random trading meant choppy markets. Yeah, or low liquidity, one or the other. But usually it'll equal the same thing. So I like how Nvidia's looking. I like where it's moving. I like the strength we're seeing in it. But again, if you look at SMH, It's got to break this level. It's got to break the 265 level. Till we break 265 on SMH right here, no soup. No soup. You can move your video anywhere you want, Liberty. Just FYI. My video is not even on my screen. It's on another screen. And Tesla, remember, I guess I wasn't wrong. Well, I don't know. I guess I was wrong. I thought it would stay within this channel and come up here and then come down here. It didn't listen to me. It broke out and then remember I said it's going to hit the bottom of the channel? It hit the bottom of that channel today. Look at that. Remember how long ago we drew this line? It was a long time ago. So, and remember yesterday I told you guys that usually it traverses once it begins, it usually traverses. Well, it traversed. Okay. So again, XLY right now, I like how it's breaking the 8-day EMA, but we got to go a little higher. XLK, I like what I'm seeing right now, but we have to go higher. Overall, I can't really say the market has a bullish bias. I really can't say that. It doesn't really, I mean, a bearish bias. The market really does not have a bearish bias. Okay. It has a pretty neutral bias. I feel like I benefit more from the trading pit. Hey, Shannon, let me ask you a question. Do you think this is the place to ask that question? Do you think this is the place to go when I have 325 people here, another 60 on YouTube? Do you think this is the place to ask a customer service question while I'm focused on point levels on SPY? Come on. All right. I mean, give me a break here. All right. So it's okay. um so I like what I'm seeing here. And again, we're above the 8-day EMA. SMH on a daily, we're above the 8-day EMA. Again, we got a lot of resistance here. Most importantly, this area. You guys remember what I said? I said I feel pretty good about SMH if we break above this area right here. But we haven't broken this yet. We got to break this. We got to break this level right here. If we don't break this level right here, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. But I'm optimistic right now because we have PPI, and even though the CPI wasn't all that great, um, good for you, Ken. Look, both. That's good. Good. I'm glad to hear that, Nestor. Good to see that. You took advantage. Is that decreasing volume on SMH? Well, it is. It is decreasing volume on SMH. But in all fairness, we have the election coming up. I mean, we've had very, very low volume across the board. It hasn't been really all that great. QQQ hasn't been good volume. So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna make a big deal out of this. But again, it needs to break out. Volume is not a big thing right now. Volume is not big right now. Everybody's waiting for the election to be over. And people were really last few days people were really anticipating this hurricane. A lot of people a lot of people live on this part of the country and they have family that's impacted by this part of the country. So I wouldn't put too much emphasis on that. I would put more emphasis on the broad market volume. The broad market volume has been about steady. It hasn't really changed. But it's a good observation. It's a good observation. If you look at XLK, it's been kind of low here too. But again, the closer we get to the election, the lower volume will become because there'll be more uncertainty. If you guys remember, I mentioned to you guys several times that I mentioned to you that volume during election, the summer gets postponed. It starts later and it ends later because of the election. So overall, we have a two-sided market. We're broken out of the compression, which is very positive. I want to see more upside, but the fact that we bounced off the VWAP here and here is pretty good. And the fact that we gap down and we're filling that gap slowly as the day continues is very positive. And the fact that NVIDIA is holding on to strength is also positive for the overall market, even though we're not trading it where you can use it as an indicator. The other factor is volatility is coming down and it's almost at the 8-day EMA. If it goes to the 8-day EMA, it traverses all the way to the 50-day, there's a really good chance it'll start coming off and we can maintain these highs. Okay? All right. Okay. See something.
Yep.
Hold on, man. I'm just looking here.
Mm.
Okay. One second. One second.
Yep. He's back at it. He's gone though.
Who?
Tim.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Uh,
Yep.
all right. Murray, that's a good one. I think it's a bot. I don't think it's a real person. I think it's a bot. I think it's a robot. But again, who the hell knows? Maybe it's Booker, right, Matt?
Yeah, there you go. Sabotage.
All right, guys. Let me give you my stocks, and then let's get Kane to come in here, okay? Okay.
We're gonna have to put a captcha on entering the VIP room.
Right?
How many stop signs do you see?
Um, Michael, it's not. Let me correct you, Michael. Mike's with an S. Mike's. All his Mike's. You got to add the S to it. Mike's. I got all of them, Michael, from him. I took them all back. All right. Short side. That's right.
I did.
Matt ejected his butt. All right, go. Go. Go is going down. Uh, 36 days to go. 85 delta, 1750 put. November 15th expiration with a stop loss right here at 1725. Okay. Uh, what is this stock? Neogen. Stop loss right here at 1550. 1750 right here. Again, 1750. You know what? You could do this 15. The liquidity is really good on it. Just go ahead and do that. Etsy. Etsy looks like the party's over. 5330, 71 delta, 53 put. Not this one. Hold on. This one. PRGO. 2550, 36 days to go. 68 delta, 25 put. VRNT. About $26 stop loss, $36, 36 days till expiration, November 15th, 82 delta, 25 put right here. Cyrus, how have you been? I haven't talked to you in a while. You usually disagree with me. You haven't been disagreeing with me as much as you used to. What's going on here? Do you remember you used to go, disagree with me on like every other word I used to say. And are you getting soft on me, Cyrus? Let me just say hi to everybody on YouTube. One second, guys. I'm just trying to get to Cyrus. Yeah, I never said you said anything to upset you. I'm just messing with you. You don't upset me. All right. YouTube, Deanna, Heather, Matthew. Oh, Matthew's here. Frankie, Heather, Carla.
Yeah, that's me.
Yes, I kind of figured that after I said it. Heather, Benjamin, Gabriel, Omar. Omar says, with Nvidia going up, what is holding SMH from getting up to 265? All the other crappy stocks, Omar, that are holding it back, which is why we want to wait till 265. Darren, Richard, good morning there. Yeah, yeah, I like when Cyrus doesn't agree. It's it's good. All right. For this one, 36 days out. I'm not picking on you, Cyrus. I love when you come in. I'm you used to disagree with me all the time. 82 Delta, 25 put, November 15th. Yeah, it's stimulating. Exactly. It's fun. It's fun. All right, let's do the long side. And then we want to give Kane a good amount of time. Of course. Of course. I like it. I don't have a problem with it. I genuinely like when Cyrus challenges me because it's fun. All right, T-Mobile. Let's wait for it to get to the 8-day EMA. Uh, about 22 days to go. We'll go to the 220. Oh, sorry about that. We'll go to calls now. 22 days to go. 83 Delta, 205 call. Now, I'll bet you a nickel that when I said I'm waiting for T-Mobile to get to the 8-day EMA and I went right here, I'll bet you Richard wrote down that number. Richard, did you write down that number? See? And then I get emails, Richard, and they're asking me, what is Richard doing that we're not? Can you please have him reach out to us and tell? He's listening to what I'm saying. You should have seen the email I got yesterday, Richard. Can you ask Richard? And then I'm seeing all of these things, and I'm like, you can ask me too. I mean, it's like he's listening. He's actually listening to me. That's what he's doing. All right. Sienna. Sienna would also wait for it to get to the 8-day EMA, probably around the 65 area. I would be looking at the November 15th options, about 75 Delta, 6250 calls right here, November 15th. Exactly, RJ. Exactly. Netflix looked really good this morning. I like this. I like this stock. I want to see a little more upside, and I don't think it's a little overextended yet. It's fairly close to the 8-day MA. My concern is that it has a lot of overlap, but I like what I'm seeing here. I really do. I would put my stop below these two bars, about 695.95. I would be going about seven. Oh, too much. Let's do a spread. 730 call to buy, 735 to sell. We're going to do this for $3 or less. Now, if anybody's going, what? I've repeated this formula every time I've given you a spread. I'm going $5 away, and I'm telling you not to pay more than $3. If I was going $10 away, I would say don't pay more than $6. Did you learn anything new just now? No. I repeat the same thing over and over and over and over again. All right, let's continue. BXP. I like how it's looking here. I don't like it for a day trade, but I like how it's looking here. I'd go right below this level, about 78.50, 36 days out, 71 Delta, 80 call right here, November 15th. And remember, folks, I'm not screening for earnings and I'm not screening for correlation. Okay. TDD. I would wait for this to come back to the 8-day EMA, about 113. 22 days to go, 73 delta, 113 call. Autodesk. I like Autodesk. I like Autodesk. Again, maybe a little overextended, maybe a little bit lower, but I like it. Stop loss right below this level, about 266, about 22 days to go, 69 delta, 270 call, right there. Richard says, you say it so many times, I don't even write your option picks. It's second. Thank you. And Richard, that's the point. Roger, you're not giving me the options on the pit. You're just giving me the ticker symbol. Delta 70, 2 to 3 weeks out. How many times can I say it? It's the same thing. It never changes. You see, guys. A lot of you think I'm saying all this stuff, but I repeat the same thing almost every day. The point is for it to become second nature. What Richard just says, it doesn't change. When someone tell me what the spread was for Netflix, Autodesk gets too expensive for small accounts. You could do a spread. You could do the 275 and sell the 280, as long as you could do it for less than $3 because it's a $5 spread. Exactly. All right. Uber started looking pretty good, actually. There's a couple of more I've got, and then I'll give Kane the floor. 74.70, 22 days out, 72 delta, 75 call. Good morning, Richard, Darren, and we already talked to Omar. Gabriel from Georgia here. Good, 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 good. All right. Cisco. That was the one I really liked. Cisco. I really like Cisco. I don't like it for a day trade. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure I like anything for a day trade right now. Wait for this to get back to the 8-day EMA. It probably will around 50. It's only 50 cents away. 22 days to go, November 1st. And by the way, Matt's favorite trades are pullbacks to the 8-day EMA. Am I correct, Matt, in saying that?
You're correct. As
See?
long as the slope is good. The slope
Right.
is a big part of it.
Yes. FINRA charges Citadel Securities, really, for failing to report tens of billions of equity and option order events. Audit trails. Oh my. $1 million. That's it. Liberty adds to the watch list means it's now on my screen. It's now going from this page to my screen. A lot of folks trade my watch list stocks. Your win rate will be much better than anything else in the world, just trading my watch list stocks. But if you want the real hot ones, it's the ones that I give you. Cyrus says, I can't see any good momentum stocks for day trading only. I'll have to look. There was a few this morning that looked good. I don't know about right now. Okay, you mentioned Peloton a few times recently. Thank you. Made 100 times on the add the money option 5 contracts. Matt, you grab that. It could be, but it's not an official trade. The watch list. Exactly. Yeah, Peloton. I did talk about FTNT, but that's about it. Okay. Um, where is our friend Kane? Are you here, Kane? Can we give Kane the floor? And Kane and I are doing something really cool next week. Kane is going to be launching something, and he's got links for you. Now, folks, Kane is one of the best traders I have seen. I highly, 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 and I'm going to say it again, highly recommend you tune in. I believe it's happening next week. Yes, on Monday morning or Monday afternoon. Let me see what's going on here. Where is going on here? Can't get my Zoom to work. Oh, that's YouTube. Let me stop my screen share. There we are. Sorry, Kane. I'm a little discombobulated today, as I am for whatever reason. But
It's all good.
how are you
All
doing?
good.
You good?
I'm very good. Yeah, I'm glad that things are working out over there and that you guys didn't get hit too hard. Uh,
No, not at all. Do me a favor. Post that link for me in the chat so I could post it for everybody on YouTube. Would you?
yeah. Yeah, I'll grab it right now. Mm.
Folks definitely want to sign up for this. It's going to be a great event. We can't hear you, Kane. I think you turned the mic off.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. All right, great. Yeah. So I sent that link over to the chat in Zoom.
You did. I don't see it there.
Oh,
I see it.
I
Huh.
put it in
Do
the
you see it?
general chat.
Yep. Oh,
Hmm. Put it in the
I got it.
uh, put it in the Slack channel too.
Oh, good.
There, there's
Yeah.
that.
There we
I'll
go, and I'll post it myself.
post it to YouTube.
All right. Go ahead. Go ahead, please.
All right. So I think there was a question that you missed earlier from Michael Christ. He was asking, can you please explain what an inside day is? I can do it real fast. Basically, an inside day is just when the high and the low of today or the current bar is within the range of the high and the low of the previous bar. So if you want an example of that, today the high is below yesterday's high and the low is above yesterday's low. So this was an inside day as well. And basically just sort of indicates muted volatility for the day and choppiness, sideways movement. And before I really start talking, I thought it might be fun to look at some of the symbols that you guys are interested in today. So I'll take maybe 5 or 10. Can't promise that I'll get through every single one of them, but we'll take a look at them from a gamma perspective. So if you have some that you want me to look at, go ahead and type it in the chat. I'll start talking and then I'll kick off my software once we get a few suggestions.
Kane,
So
can you increase your volume just a hair?
yeah, let me see.
Thank you.
I lost my Zoom controls. They always move around on me. Hmm. I'll just try to talk louder
Yeah,
because I
that's
can't
fine.
find my Zoom.
That's fine. You're doing good.
Okay. So let's take a look at the S&P. So we've been chopping sideways. We got some excitement yesterday, but what I noticed is that the volume was quite low yesterday. And the ATR was 5.49 and yesterday's move was only 3.97. So to me, that's a normal move upwards. We were trapped in a pretty narrow range before, but in my opinion, this market, I'm not going to get excited about moving up until we break above 580. There's a couple reasons why I say that. We were talking about VIX earlier in the conversation. Roger was explaining VIX. The way that VIX is calculated is it takes the maturities from anywhere from 23 days from now to 37 days from now of all the options on the SPY or the SPX. And they take all of those, they do some calculations, some averages, and then they come up with this volatility number. So what's happening in 23 to 37 days? It's the US elections. That's happening in 25 days. So over the last week and a half, what you've seen is that there's more and more options that are taking into account something that is going to happen on a very specific date. And today and tomorrow, so by the time we get to Monday, every single one of those options that is being used to calculate the VIX is taking into account a potential move after the US elections. And that's, in my opinion, why you are seeing or another reason why you're seeing elevated VIX levels above 20. So it's
Agreed.
probably going
I
to,
think you're absolutely right on that.
yeah. So it's probably going to stay there, I think, until we get to the elections. We're probably going to have that high volatility. because we just don't know who's going to win. We didn't get any clear direction from debates or anything else. And according to the polls, they're pretty close. So I think that's why you're getting that elevated volatility. And we can't always just equate, oh, high volatility means we're going to go down. In this case, there's a good reason for that volatility. And so we're seeing that chop sideways in the market. So S&P 500, the other reason why I say that we might not be moving, get a really strong directional move until we hit 580 is if we look at the gamma structure, what I see is very large spike right here at 580. And then I have my to the downside, I have it at about 560. So if we can't break out of 560 or 580 before we get to the elections, then chances are we're just going to keep on chopping sideways. So we've had a lot of catalysts over the last several weeks. We've had the FOMC rate cut. We've had the CPI today. We've had a whole bunch of earnings from really big mega cap stocks. We've had a lot of things that presumably were really big catalysts that could have really moved the market, but the S&P just chopped sideways. So it seems like the big event that everyone is waiting for is those elections. And probably just based on everything that I'm seeing, we're probably going to stay within that 560 to 580 region until we get those elections. If I'm wrong and we break out, why do I think that we could run if we actually break? So if you actually break the 580, what you see is that there's another spike here at 585, another spike here at 590. What tends to happen is if we breach a level with, as Roger was saying, with volume, with momentum, what you will see is a change in the gamma chart. So you'll see this start to grow, 585, 590. And when you have a stack like this, then the market maker has to cover up to 580. And if this starts growing, then they have to cover up to 585. Then this starts growing, they have to cover up to 590. And then that starts to become a squeeze. And then markets can move really fast. So if we break 580, there is potential that the market could really start moving into a bull cycle. But for now, we're chopping sideways. A good example of that, let me actually grab the ticker symbols before, so I can kick this off. So before I continue. So I see DJT, Tesla, SRF, SRFM, MSTR. I see Hood, Amazon, Tesla, NVIDIA, Ego, and MU. Okay, so that's 10 of them, and we'll kick that off. Okay, so what I was just saying is that when you hit a particular strike, if you see the gamma structure change and you see increasing gamma in subsequent strikes, then you can really start to see a stock start to run. So a good example of that is CVS. On October 4th, CVS approached this really large spike right here at 65. And oftentimes, so what if the gamma picture above the strikes doesn't change, then you have two options. Either it's going to bounce off of that 65 or it will stick and pin to 65. If it bounces, or the reason why it would bounce and go back down, say towards 60, is if people start taking profits at 65. They made a whole bunch of money and they're happy with their profits and they start selling off their position. Well, when they do that, the market maker then sells off their hedges and the market starts to go down. If they hang on to it for whatever reason, maybe they were speculating, maybe they were taking a longer term position or they were taking a hedged position, then they might actually keep it into maturity and the price will pin right here. But if we see these upper strikes start to grow, then we see interest in higher strikes, then we can see the stock actually move. And so what today, when we look at CVS, so this is today, about 20 or 30 minutes ago, what you see is that we have a lot of gamma coming into 68 and 70. So let's take a quick look at what CVS looks like.
I was just looking at that stock and I was thinking to myself, if it breaks down, if it fades, if it can't go higher and it breaks the 200, it'll be a perfect short. I'm literally showing it on my screen as you're talking about it, which is kind of interesting, Kane.
Yeah. So what I said, there's not a lot of interest in lower strikes and especially not a lot of negative gamma. So not a lot of puts. So if we look over here, there's not a lot of put gamma exposure in the puts there. Well, that's the wrong chart in the puts. There's a whole bunch of them in the calls. So you're right that if we broke down, but what's really cool is before you see that breakdown, you would see a bunch of people or front running and starting to buy puts in anticipation of that, and we haven't seen that yet. So that's a really good thing to point out. So we see this increasing structure at 68 and 70. And if we take a look at CVS, so the fourth was right here. Okay. And you see, because we had
Yes.
that growing structure above, it actually ran up all the way to 68 and a half. We'll see what happens right here, but it looks like it is possible that we could at the very least hit the 68. That's looking like a strong possibility. We just might need a pause or a slight pullback before we do that because this is really aggressive. It's
Mhm.
Yep.
That's very aggressive.
Yep. All right, and let's take a
And
look.
and folks, one thing I want to add, do you mind just going back to that chart real quick?
Sure.
Regardless of whether you use gamma pockets or not, if you see a move like that in a stock, the kind you're seeing in CVX, do me a favor. Can you put on just a moving average on there? What was that? What did I have? I just want to show folks an interesting view.
Sure. Which
The
average would
200. Put the 200 on there.
you
They'll see what I'm saying, what I'm talking about. You see where the 200-day is, folks? When you see a move like that, wait for the stock to start really breaking down because once it starts breaking down, it has the potential to undo the entire rally. But what a lot of you will do is you'll be impatient and you'll jump into the short and trying to pick a top instead of waiting for the short to develop and waiting for this. See, I'll wait for the stock to be so weak where it'll probably lose half of this value before I would want to get into it. And then I'll get into it when you guys are ready to get out of it. But my certainty will be much higher because the stock will already be on the way to break down. So point is, don't fade moves like this. Go with moves like that. Don't fade moves like that. They're hard. They are hard to. It's like inflation. It's hard to get rid of it. It's sticky. Sorry, Kane. It was just a really good example, and I was literally looking at this chart while you were talking. So,
No worries. It's
please,
great.
please continue. Yeah,
I have a mantra in my head. It's like I don't make the most money, but I make the safest money. So that's
exactly,
exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't want to get greedy, greed to get the best of us because
No,
that's when your win rate goes low. and then you probably not, you go on losing streaks. And if you go on losing streaks psychologically, that can mess with you. You lose confidence and then you just stop sticking to your system and everything goes out the window.
exactly.
All right, so let's take a. I have two more that I want to look at before I look at your picks. So two that I like a lot that actually have. So one is a very easy classic uh, gamma structure. I think Roger talked about this. Well, we've been talking about Boeing forever, but what we see is a very clear large negative spike in Boeing. So it looks like that 145 is going to act as a pretty large magnet, but 140 is not too far behind. So once we hit 140, or so 145, 140 is in focus over here. And if we look at the chart on Boeing, this is just, it's been moving steadily downwards, but we've just in the last few days, we've gotten some volatility. So rather than a nice steady move downward, now you're seeing some jerkiness. And if I see that jerkiness with really large gamma down here, what that tells me is that I might not be moving very steadily down to 140. I might actually just drop pretty hard down to 145, then to 140. So I like patterns like this. So sort of like this, where it was steady and then you have a big drop. And it's steady, you start to see that volatility, and then you could have that big drop. So Boeing is looking like it has that potential for me. And then the other one is more of a kind of hidden stories, something that you may not pay attention to, or it may catch people by surprise. So Target had the gap up on earnings, and then it was faded, closed the gap, then it went back up, and then I guess closed the gap into the other direction and started to come down. So it looks like we're trading in this channel. Okay. And now we've reached close to the top of the channel. So one might be tempted to say, okay, we could hit that channel and bounce back down, or if it goes up, it's going to break out. So which one would it be? So gamma can give us an interesting picture. So when I look at target, where we are right now is at that 155. I've got 160 above us, and I've got 150 below us. So just 150, 155, 160. And if I notice this price movement, is this? We went from 155 down to about 150. We did hit a low below that 150, but that was temporarily in a single day. And then, well, I guess I could draw that. That might make a little bit more sense. And then we bounced off of that strike, and now we headed back to 155 today. So this was more relevant yesterday, but could we hit 160? So could it go all the way up to here? Okay, and that would bring us back to the bottom of this candle again. And so gamma is telling me that there is that potential. And then especially because I have 160 and then I have 165 above it. So again, as we get closer to any of these strikes, the other ones start to come and play above it. And since we do have more magnets above 160, then it could keep on going up. So this is something that would be more difficult to see just looking at purely at price action, but it does look like that this has some pretty good potential to move upwards. So I like target to the long side. I would have liked it better down here a couple days ago, but I started to notice it 2 days or yesterday, actually yesterday. So I drew a, yeah, I made notes for myself yesterday. Okay. So those are different ways that we can look at gamma and get a clue as to where not only where market participants are positioning themselves, but where the market maker might start adding their weight and start pushing the market towards a particular direction. So there's not a lot of time left. Are we good or
Yeah,
do I
go
have
ahead.
time?
Go ahead. Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
Okay. So let's see what we got. The first one in no particular order that popped up was Tesla. So Tesla is interesting. It's in middle of a reasonably large negative gamma and a reasonably large positive gamma. Basically right in the middle. We're right around 240. We're at about 239. So almost perfectly in the middle of it. So the zero gamma point, meaning that at what point does gamma flip from positive to negative? It would flip negative when we hit 219. So we're above that point right now. As noted here, we have positive gamma. Tesla is really great because it has size and a lot of participation. So if the market maker starts to be forced to modify their hedges, it could really start adding a lot of pressure onto the market. So we got 327 of notional, meaning that for each 1% move in Tesla, the market maker is going to have to buy or sell 327 million worth of shares. And that can add up. That can really start to influence. So 230, 250 and we take a look at Tesla, I think Roger's been talking about Tesla as well. He's been talking
Yeah.
about a channel.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been talking about it going. I didn't think it was going to break out of this channel. I thought it was going to stay in this channel, but it did break out of this channel. And then now it came back and, well, you could see what it's doing now. It's right back at the bottom of this channel. So
Yeah.
I was wrong. And then I guess I became right again, but it doesn't count. So I was wrong.
Right. Yeah. So,
Obviously, we would have gotten stopped out here. So I was wrong.
yeah. But in the if we look at the range of the gammas that we're talking about, right, we were talking about 230 and 250. So gamma is a short-term indicator. So is it unreasonable to think that we could hit 250? The answer, no. This is like child's play. The ATR is almost 10, 9.92. So for us to move up to 9.9 right now, actually, specifically, then that would actually hit 250. So all we need is a 1 ATR move in order to hit that gamma pocket. And the question is that enough juice? If I pick an option and it moves, the underlying moves $10, does my option make a decent amount of money for me to take that risk? If it's only 1 or 2%, then we'll probably skip it. But if it's 30, 40% or above, then it could be an interesting opportunity. And then maybe I'll look at one more. Let's see who has the most interesting chart. Hood is short term overcooked. So let's take a look at Hood.
You know, it's so funny. I'm literally it's so funny. You're literally picking stocks that I'm looking at on my I, please, I want to hear about. I want to hear your opinion on Hood because I like it. I like the stock. I was actually just was going to talk about it after you were done. But please, I want to hear
Oh,
what you have
okay.
to say.
Yeah, so definitely on an uptrend. But what we see here is that it moves up, it pulls back or consolidates, moves up, pulls back or consolidates. This is an aggressive move up. And the last couple of days, even though it's been large range, it's just been consolidating. And so what Gamma tells me is that this was the big magnet right here, 25. So where's 25? 25 is right there. Okay. So even today, we reached 25. So it's still acting as a magnet. We're going down, we're going up, we're fighting against that magnet. And if we can overcome it, then we'll start moving upwards. But what we would want to see from a gamma perspective is we would want to see this 26 start to grow, to be more of a more to start to contend with this 25, so that it could, if I think of literally two magnets, if if this this magnet is twice as strong as this magnet, I've got to be at least 3/4 of the way towards the 26 in order for this one to start overpowering that one. And right now it looks like we're sort of in the middle, or maybe slightly favoring that 26. So I would want to see this start to grow and this start to shrink, or it doesn't really matter which way it happens. It just relatively, these two start to become more equal. And then that would be the time where I would expect Hood to resume its movement upwards. So for now, until that happens, I would say that it's probably just going to chop sideways for a couple of days. And then if we see that gamma picture change, just like we saw it happen in CVS, then Hood can start to move upwards.
Excellent. You know
Yeah.
what? I'm while you were talking, Kane, I was just kind of I'm always scheming. You know, my mind I can't stop scheming. So I was thinking of what I'm going to start doing is once you start moving on, what I'll start doing is every time I create a hit list of my stocks for the long side and short side, I'm going to create another scan, like a gamma scan based on your criteria to see which ones are you know for confirming it versus saying no, don't do that, and we'll kind of start doing some experiments and see which ones, kind of, if we can even increase our odds even more, but our hit list by including gamma analysis. I think that would be really cool. I think
Yeah,
folks would
yeah,
really
that'd be
like that.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think folks would really like that. So, a few things that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding some volume analysis into our hit lists. And as I just said a minute ago, Kane's analysis. So, all of these things will come together. Folks, And one thing I love about Gamma Pockets and what Kane is sharing with us, Matt, post a link again in YouTube and in Zoom. Is what I really love about Gamma Pockets is they don't take away from your existing strategy. You can use them in conjunction with your strategy. Just like just now, you saw how I said, "Hey, I want to look at my hit list and I want to see if my hit list is jiving with your gamma pockets, or if the gamma pockets are putting in like a red light on top of my action." So by having those things, we can potentially increase our odds even further. And being in the right sector, being in the strongest stock, being in the stock that has volume, being in the stock that has liquidity, being in a stock where other stocks are moving the same thing, being in a stock where gamma is increasing to the upside. That's where we want to be. So again, all of these things you can use together to confirm and give yourself a little more of an edge. Kane, I really want to thank you for being here. When are you flying out? You're flying out on Sunday, right?
Sunday. Yep.
So you and I will be chit-chatting early morning on Sunday.
That's right.
All right. All right. All right. I'll reach out to you just to confirm. Just keep your Slack on. So yes, keep your Slack. I got Skype, Slack, Zoom, Telegram. I mean, and they all sound the same. But keep your Slack on in case we need to communicate and all that good stuff. Folks, thanks again. Matt will do seasonality tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Friday. Matt will do seasonality tomorrow. And I hope you had a great session. If you have any questions, roger@rogerscott.com. And again, Kane will be here with me on a Monday doing a class. It will be happening Monday. Let me just get this here. Yeah, Monday. It'll be happening Monday. I believe, at 1 o'clock, Kane. Is that right?
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, Monday at 1 o'clock, right after VIP room. And Kane will be in the VIP room on Monday, and we'll be talking you guys up as well. So don't miss out. We'll see you guys later, and have a fantastic day. Bye, everyone. Thank God my internet is on. Bye, guys.
Hi.